DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from the DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with another episode. We're back from R&R. We're full of cum. We're ready to take over. We're back, baby. We are back. Yeah, okay. That was a little too much.
Jesus Christ, Sanchez. What the fuck?
How you guys feeling today?
I was feeling pretty good until you said I was full of cum, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop there for a second. Like, wait, no, I think the old lady drained that last night. Maybe.
Mine too.
Was it last night?
Oh, we got Brian and Strange Dabs. How you guys doing today?
Yep. Good morning, fuckers.
We know we've been gone a while, okay? The algorithm's messed up. It's all right. You know, there's only one person to blame, and that's YouTube. Blah, blah,
blah. Well, nah, it's not YouTube. We decided to take a little bit of a vacation. We all needed some good old R&R, a little bit rest and relaxation. You know, we try our best to be here every fucking week for everybody, to give some laughs, shed some tears, throw a few middle fingers in the fucking air, tell Jay to go fuck himself. But as you can see, we can't tell Jay to go fuck himself this week unless he decides to watch this podcast.
So if he shows up, we're still going to tell him, we love you, man. We can't wait to see you back. Man, this sharing stuff is really...
You struggling over there today, John?
I think there's something wrong with the internet, all right? The internet I'm not just talking about my internet. I'm just talking about East Coast internet in general. It's like, it's been so wacky the last couple weeks. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Or maybe
mine's been pretty fucked too.
Yeah. There's been something really weird going on.
Yeah, mine has too.
Last month. Like, the whole East Coast internet has just been like off the wall. It sucks.
It's been fucking weird because it's like at 10:30 at night, every fucking night, it seems like here lately, my network just fucking completely drops for 40 minutes and then comes back online. And the thing that sucks with it is, being a tech person, I've got smart home shit. So when the network goes down, I can't turn my lights off. I can't fucking see my security cameras. Like, I lose access to fucking everything.
Yeah.
The only smart home tech that I can still use when the internet's down is my fucking deadbolt on my front door. But that's because it's got a fucking keypad, so I have a PIN code to enter in case the network's down.
But here's another question. Don't do that. Fucking noises. Does your weapon still work? You don't have one of those thumbprint electronic ones that...
Well,
like a safe?
I mean, I've got a thumbprint safe attached to the back of my nightstand, but that still fucking works because it's not connected to the fucking internet.
Now, what if you lost power?
It uses 2 9-volt batteries.
Oh
Nice.
shit!
And
You can't go wrong with it.
and the battery door to replace the batteries is on the outside of the safe, so I don't have to get into the safe to put new batteries into it.
That's good. That's good.
Well,
It does use a special tool to open the door to get into the battery, so not just anybody can fuck with it. But, you know,
yeah,
it's more there so that way if like I hear a bump in the middle of the night, I can just roll over, hit my thumb, it pops out, grab, cock, start clearing the house naked.
well, you know.
So you got 2 weapons out. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, I feel bad for the guy that breaks into my house because they're gonna see a fucking 300-pound fat hairy man running down the hallway with a fucking Glock 19 in their hand, with my manhood just dangling in the fucking wind.
I use a bat. I like to see the whites of their eyes.
Does that roll back in your head?
Yeah, you know that good old you know, I pull out the old Lucille, you know? That's my weapon of choice. You know, the bat. You know, it all you need to do is hit them with one shot and they're either going to run or they're going to die. So, not that I want to kill anybody. We don't condone killing here on DD214 Network, but if it came to a point, if it was life or death, you know.
Hey, self-defense is self-defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The law
Well,
is
see,
the
and
law.
that's the thing. You know, the ex-cop in me, if I'm pulling the trigger, I'm shooting to kill. Like I'm sorry, that's just I might seriously injure you first by taking out a kneecap just so you can't run much further. But
Wait, does it? That then becomes murder, right?
It does actually. It gets lethal after that, doesn't it?
no.
Or are we talking military law?
Under the castle law in the state of North Carolina, as long as they are inside your property and facing you, it is not considered murder. It is considered self-defense.
So you shoot them in the kneecaps so they can't turn around, and then you can pop to the chest, 1 to the head.
Like, why did you hit them 3 times after you took their knee out? What do you mean? I just sent rounds down range. Like
they just happen to hit perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're all trained.
That's also why I never qualified as an expert when I was in the military, because that shit does follow you into the civilian world. And
fuck.
Does it really?
yes, because so say you have your concealed carry and you have firearms for self-defense in your home after you're out of the military. If you ever qualified expert, you can never use the excuse of I just pulled the trigger multiple times to make sure they were down. Because they're going to look at each one of those shots that you hit the intruder with as perfectly placed shots.
Interesting.
That does make sense.
So even if you shoot like
and then you can get in trouble for murder.
Interesting. Okay, so depending on how good you shoot, whatever your record shows, they'll look through that. Is that part of the
That'll become
process?
part of the investigation.
Interesting. I did not know that.
That makes sense.
For law
we're
enforcement,
trained.
For law enforcement and military, anybody trained in the use of a firearm, they use your service record and your qualifications with your firearms in those types of investigations.
Wow. That's actually pretty cool. I did not know that. Hey, you learn something new every day, right? Like
now I got to start shooting worse.
Hey, like strange
sharpshooter's
said,
fine.
I'm here to learn.
You don't want to do marksman. At least get sharpshooter so you still get promotion points. Don't go from expert to just a complete shit bag with a fucking rifle.
Hey, all I need is 23, right?
That's true. That's the qual, right? What did you guys now? One thing that the internet was good for was Transformers.
Ooh.
So, I mean, this was a nostalgic, and let me put it up here. Hang on. You have not seen it. Let me type.
As John struggles with life today.
Spoiler. Work. There will be spoilers.
Why do we not just have a permanent spoiler text scroll?
I thought it was
just
there.
click the button.
I thought it was there.
bullshit.
Oh, I got that too. Wait. Oh wait, that's not. There we go. There we go. All right,
Classic.
Transformers, kick it off.
So I will definitely say this movie, and I'm not sure if Cleary and Sanchez, if you two are going to agree with this, hands down the best Transformers movie we've gotten so far. I did like the nostalgia of having both the Autobots and the Maximals fighting and working together. Because I mean, shit, I was in middle school when Beast Wars came on as a cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was 3D.
It was a 3D animated.
Yep.
And just some of the nostalgia points in it. So it takes place in 1994. So of course, one of the main characters' younger brothers is wearing a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers t-shirt, which, you know, the way Hasbro was able to do that is Hasbro now owns the rights to Power Rangers. So they didn't have to go through any legal stuff to get the rights to be able to put that shirt in the movie, since they own the fucking the media, the content. They just were like, hey, we're gonna promote several of our fucking IPs in one movie. Ron Perlman as fucking Optimus Primal, though, that was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved Pete Davidson as Mirage. I thought he has like this like cool attitude of being like a transformer. The way that he speaks, I thought it was really cool. He was very how would you say, personable.
Yeah.
You know, someone that
Oh yeah.
someone that you can relate to, and a lot of younger kids, especially like because like we all grew up in the '90s. So the soundtrack was dope as hell. You know, you could really see like the times, like the cars, the times of the cars. I love the cars of the '90s. Like one of my favorite cars is the little what is it? A Plymouth, like little boxy Plymouth cars.
Yeah, the old
Yeah.
Plymouth fucking Jesus Christ. Which
I can't remember what it is, but it looks like a smaller Cadillac Seville. And like you see like the times that, like they really did a good job keeping everything time respective, which I absolutely loved, and they could do it again.
Okay, I just had to double check something with the timeline correctness.
Yeah, because it was in it was 94, 93, I think.
Yeah, it was 94.
Yeah, now
Mhm.
I loved the action. I loved how like the animations really improved with how the bots were transforming, and you could see every
Mhm.
little mechanical detail that was going through, and I thought that was so cool. Sound design was off the hook.
Yeah.
Easter eggs. Peter Dinklage was fucking fantastic. I I I loved it. I loved it, and I think I didn't see Bumblebee though, so there were some things that I was like really confused about. Like,
Bumblebee was there.
no, I'm talking about the movie.
Oh.
So
Oh
like
yeah.
there were some points that I was kind of confused, like between some conversations, like with Optimus Prime, who was savage as hell in this.
Oh yeah.
S- he reminded me more of like a military commander. He had like a military commander perspective
Yeah,
more.
because it was still kind of early days of the Autobots interacting with humans, and Bumblebee kind of was where it's set up to where Bumblebee interacted with humans and learned that not all humans are bad. Optimus just was like, fuck this shit. Humans bad. We need to stay hidden. And
Yeah,
then by the end of the movie, his entire mindset was changed.
yeah, but now I'm kind of confused. So was this a reboot?
Uh,
Like, are we or is this like, are we going into like the Sam Wiki stories now? Like, where is
I
this?
think it
It
was. I think it was like a prequel type. I mean, not like a. Obviously, it wasn't a prequel, but
was weird.
it was kind of like how Star Wars, right? You know, we started off with, the Luke saga, and then we jumped to before Luke, and then
And then
after
And
Luke
after
type
Luke.
thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I honestly, I the way they did it, because if you really look back to 1, 2, and 3, the Witwicky side of things, back during that era, humans weren't aware fully of the Autobots and Decepticons at all until the first Transformers movie with
Yep.
LaBeouf and Megan Fox.
Yeah.
So there is a part of me that feels like this might be more of a reboot than it is a prequel, because obviously they're aware now. Humans know they're out there. Secret government organization that we all know and love from the 80s,
Yep.
GI Joe. They're
That was
now
great.
been brought into the same universe as Transformers. Well, they technically
Absolutely
already
insane.
were, because there were some crossovers in comics and animated stuff back in the day between Transformers and GI Joe. So I honestly do feel it's more going to be a reboot than anything, because they're trying to revitalize the franchise.
So let's talk about the Hasbro universe real quick, because it was just announced the other day that, well, I know we're getting a new GI Joe movie soon.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely been confirmed. Just the other day, a Monopoly movie was confirmed.
What the fuck?
Yeah. What are you going to do there?
Yeah, they're making a
Let's go to Park
Monopoly.
Ave.
Do we have to remember how horrible Battleship was?
Oh, please.
Monopoly, but with aliens.
I do not want to fucking talk about that movie.
Fucking Mr. Monopoly is like some like giant corporate overlord trying to rule the world type bullshit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but don't forget, they also did Ouija. They came out with Ouija. They also came out with My Little Pony.
Yeah, but the thing is, Ouija works as a horror movie, like,
Yeah.
or a thriller. Like, that's something like in the right genre, some stuff can be made into movies that were like board games, like Ouija,
Yeah.
where fucking
Dungeons and Dragons as well.
well, Dungeons and Dragons, the first movie from way back in the day, sucked ass.
Yeah.
Complete sucked ass. Like, it had nothing to do with actual Dungeons and Dragons. That was more of
That was
just
the
a
one
cash
that was
grab.
the one in 2000, right? I think that was like
Yeah.
2000. Yeah.
2000, 2001, somewhere early
The
2000s.
one that just came out, I heard, was really good. I'm
It
not.
was.
I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons guy, but I heard that they did that. That the fans of that world were really happy with it.
So the new Dungeons and Dragons movie on Paramount Plus also, so I do suggest watching it if you haven't. Was actually really good, because they embodied a lot of the mechanics of actual playing D&D in a tabletop environment, but they made it more of a mystical world where you've got NPCs in a sense, which are like barkeeps and shit.
Yeah.
And then you've got your main characters that are playing the game. And the way they did it was really good.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool. I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of that lore, but I respect it. I respect what they do. They have a big world about it. They need to. I mean, I'm down for a Connect Four movie, the little 3D animated Connect Four movie. Let's get Guess Who. Guess Who?
Guess who? More like a murder mystery type thing.
I was just about to say that too.
I mean, that's what Clue. You got Clue.
But see, the thing is, you can do it with Guess Who also.
They should just merge. Guess the Clue.
But see, that's the thing. Like, Hasbro's got a lot of good IPs.
They really do.
Yeah.
However,
They
there
should
are
do
some
Monopoly
of their IPs do not need to be made into movies or TV shows.
So you're completely against Monopoly.
Oh, I'm totally like, the fuck are they? What the fuck? How the fuck are they going to make that a game?
I got you.
A movie.
So we're gonna have Mr. Monopoly. We're gonna call him like Frederick. Does he have a first name?
It's just Mr. Monopoly.
Milburn Pennybags is his name. So we have Milburn Pennybags growing up in Atlantic City, where the game
Played by
Isn't it-
Patrick Stewart.
played by Patrick Stewart and Ian
Nah,
McKellen.
nah. Ian McClellan. Patrick Stewart,
Get the both
we've
of
got to
them.
find a different. Well,
I'm
Mil-
sorry, Sir Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah, sir.
no. Patrick Stewart playing, it's Milford Moneybags, right?
Yes,
That was the name. So he plays that role, but he's the senior. And then James McAvoy as Moneybags Jr.
Ooh, and then we'll get the Monopoly Junior sequel right after. It fucking works. You get one for the adults, and then you get one for the kids. It just works.
Oh
Um,
God.
That's like, I mean, look, if
Listen, if
Can we get
anybody's looking for
intellectual
writers,
rights to this?
if anybody's looking for writers for movies, I know there's a strike going on right now. I'm not contracted with the fucking, Screen Actors Guild or anything, but hit us up. We got some good ideas here.
did you know that uh that podcasting right now is probably at the top of its game because of the SAG strike?
Oh yeah.
I could see
We're,
it.
we're fucking killing it right now. Like it's I mean, we have no writers. We're just talking. We don't come up with this stuff. You see me writing. I'm writing timestamps. That's all I'm doing. I'm not writing scripts over here, right? It's just like I've been seeing a lot of like Yellowstone is making its syndicated television debut because of the strike. Because the strike is happening. So Yellowstone's coming to TV. A bunch of the Marvel shows. I think
Yeah, a lot of the
yeah,
Marvel shows are going to be released on ABC
yeah,
because they're having to push content out to syndicated television
yeah.
that's already in existence because they don't have actors or writers right now to finish filming stuff, to write new stuff. A lot of projects have been pushed back, deadlines have been changed. It's you know, it's I commend everybody that's standing up
Absolutely.
for the cause. However, I kind of am partially pissed with the studios because the studios are like, well, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to just take the content that's already there and start putting it on other platforms. So that way more people are watching that stuff in the meantime.
Just like a loophole, a little workaround.
Yeah.
Are there any shows that you hope to not come back after the strike?
Oh man, I'm gonna get some hate for this.
Oh,
Witcher. The Witcher.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Now that Cavill's got off of it and they were going to have Liam Neeson fucking take over, I really hope that they end up just fucking canning it.
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
You said Neeson.
I meant Hemsworth.
Cavill made that show, like hands down.
He just from
He
top
knows
to
it.
bottom, he knows the IP because he's he doesn't look
nerd.
it, but he's a fucking nerd. He plays D&D. He fucking
Wow.
builds computers, plays WoW. So he knows it. So of course, him going into that role, he was like, I want to do it right. I don't want to do it to just make money.
Yeah. Which apparently is like the whole reason why he kind of stepped away from it. They were getting too far away from the source material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of feel you. Like with big shows not coming back. Like I don't want, and I'm gonna get a real big hot take of it, especially since I'm a huge fan of the show. I really want like the Yellowstone universe to stop. It's we're coming into a new show, and I'm afraid. You know how like these shows go into like these spin-offs, and like the spin-offs, it's either like they do really really good or they do really really bad. I feel like that's what's gonna happen with 4-6 is. I don't see that happening with 1985 and 1945, like the prequel shows. But like with the more modern shows, I think they're gonna have some issues, and I would just be happier if they just stuck with the prequel shows instead of the modern times. Like finish off this 5th season. If they even get to it, it doesn't. I mean, at this point, it doesn't even look like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
it just looks like it's not even going to happen, and I've made my peace with that.
So obviously Witcher. What else would be on the list for me? I'm not going to say Power Rangers because I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go after this next season.
Yeah.
And that's just because now with Hasbro owning the rights, so this next season's the first season since Mighty Morphin where it's 3 seasons in a row with the exact same fucking actors playing the Rangers.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the 30th anniversary closing out of an era season. And then Hasbro and Netflix have already released their plans going forward, which they're going to do there's going to be a cinematic universe plus TV shows, but there's going to be kid-oriented TV shows and then a grittier, darker, more adult Power Rangers.
That's what I'm waiting
shows coming out.
Which is kind of like what the movie was supposed to be.
We don't talk about the fucking movie. We don't talk about that fucking movie.
Which one? The Netflix one or the one?
No,
no, the 2017.
The one from 2017.
Look, I actually really enjoyed that.
So I mean, I enjoyed it. I really was looking forward to see where they went with it.
Yes.
I especially enjoyed in the end during the Megazord fight sequence when fucking Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson were there as just citizens of Angel Grove in the background. Because that was just a little like a nostalgic kick to it. Like, holy fuck, it's the original Tommy and Kimberly. Like, but you know, at the same time, if with my opinions on it, if Netflix does kind of reboot and go back to ground zero and do a more adult oriented one, I really am interested to see what route they go with it. Like, obviously it's going to be more original content than we've had because, you know, Super Sentai, which is the source material from Japan, was definitely more kid oriented. But you know, I'm looking forward to that when that does happen. So that's kind of where I hope that doesn't get shit canned because of the strikes going on right now. But you know, the thing is, like all the DC shows, they've been pretty much shit canned already.
Yeah,
trying to halfway reboot the DCU.
What's his name? James Gunn and Peter Safran. They're doing everything they can to do new things. Like they're doing.
Which, I mean, so you know, there's a part of me that I'm like, okay, that's cool, because, and I think out of anybody, Gunn is definitely the guy to do it. Because look at what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Look what he did with Suicide Squad when he did. I call it the reboot because it was definitely a hell of a lot better than the first Suicide Squad movie. And then Peacemaker, a phenomenal fucking show.
Peacemaker was so good.
It was good, and it was like, oh my God, they got away with putting that on fucking TV at the same time. So, you know, I look forward to seeing where we go with the new DC universe, because we have the two sectors now. We've got the DC universe, and then we've got the Elseworlds universe. And Elseworlds is everything before the Gunn era, before this new Superman Legacy movie and Batman Brave and the Bold.
Who do you think is Batman?
And I will say I did like the direction they did with the Flash, because they really did use that movie to close out.
Yeah, I made my peace with that movie. I think it was perfect for what it was.
The nostalgia of the movie was good. Keaton back as fucking Batman, hands fucking down phenomenal, and super fucking nostalgic.
Listen, I know it was cool to see all these nostalgic guys, but I think the most exciting thing for me was seeing Michael Shannon back as General Zod.
Yeah.
I lived for that. I was
I mean, I feel they could have done a little bit better with using that specific storyline from the Flash history because
Yeah.
it was literally the Flashpoint paradox that they did. But they didn't do it proper justice because instead of, Flash going back in time, saving his mom, and everything's good in the world, or everything's just completely fucked up. Wonder Woman and Aquaman are fighting to the death because,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman killed Mira, and instead of Bruce being alive, it's fucking Thomas Wayne as Batman and Martha's the Joker and all that jazz. This one they did, but because that was some missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
honestly, they could have. I would definitely say out of all the live action Thomas Waynes we've seen over the years when they've done the flashback sequence to Bruce's parents being killed, I really would have loved to have seen Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the fucking cape and cowl as Thomas Wayne Batman.
Yeah.
He just seems like he would embody that entire fucking.
He said that he would do it if they would call him. He said he's open for it,
But then the biggest thing for me was the fucking at the end when you see all the fucking multiverses colliding against each other and the fucking Nicolas Cage goddamn Superman.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was like, holy fuck. Part of me really does wish Tim Burton was able to fucking get that movie off the ground. Because they already had the cast, they had the script, Nicolas Cage was on board, everything was ready to go, and then Warner Brothers was like, nah, we don't really want to do this.
Yeah. I watched a couple things this week. Well, first, while we're in the talk of superheroes, I finally watched Invincible.
Haven't watched that yet.
Still have yet to watch it.
It just doesn't look good to me.
Okay, so I thought the same thing. Hear me out. All right. Think to start off, I think that this show should have been made into live action instead of The Boys. And the story of it deals with a father and son who one is half human, half Viltrumite, and the father is from a whole other planet. I'm not going to go into too many spoilers about it because I don't want to ruin it because it's such a good story. But it's a superhero tale that wrenches at the heart.
Mm-hmm.
It was great animation. It's got kind of like this fast, okay, so we have like a mixture of like anime mixed in with like, you remember how we had like Batman the animated series and Superman the animated series? It's kind of like that animation mixed in with like action anime, and it works. Like when they mesh it together, it looks really good. The story, it has a great cast. Okay, you want to know who's in this cast?
Who?
We have
Who we got?
Stephen Yeun, J.K. Simmons, Mark Hamill, Seth Rogen, Zachary Quinto, Michael Cudlitz, Ross Markin, Jason Mantzoukas, who was great as Preacher in Twisted Metal, which we'll get to. Jillian Jacobs, Sandra Oh, Chris Diamantopoulos, Walton Goggins, and season two, you're gonna shit yourself because season two has even more people. It has, obviously the same cast, but we also have there was so many more that when they released the trailer, they released the cast too, and it was a huge cast. Here we go. Uh, Luke McFarlane, Callista Flockhart, Peter Cullen, Tim Robinson, David Diggs, Tatiana Maslany, Sterling K. Brown, Ella Purnell, Josh Keaton, Phil Lamar, Ben Schwartz. There is a lot of this. It's a huge cast.
Oh yeah.
It is a huge cast. And usually with these animated films, they usually get voice actors, but not Invincible. I'm giving Invincible a 10 out of 10. It is so fucking good. It is so goddamn violent. Don't watch it with your kids. It is fucking violent. There is sex scenes. There is a ton of gore, a lot of cursing. It's I believe that this show would have been way better than The Boys if this was made into live action. I also watched Hijack. My wife and I, we've been on a kick these last couple weeks. We watched Hijack, which stars Idris Elba. I love my Apple TV Plus shows. The show is about a negotiator, a well-known negotiator, flying out of Dubai, going into London, and the plane gets hijacked. Suspenseful, super suspenseful, right? Uh, Idris Elba is the most famous dude in the show. I don't know who the hell anybody else is on the show, but I guarantee you, in the next 5 years, they're all going to be in an MCU movie because that's how it happens. The only so I'm giving the show an 8 out of 10. Just simply for one question is that there is a scene where they say we are the most secure airport in the world, yet there were 7 guns on the plane. So that's my biggest gripe about the show. Still watch the show. Great show, fantastic. Hijack. Yeah, there's my wife. Invincible was fucking wild. It was fucking wild. Okay, it was disgusting. And Big Brother started. Big Brother. We're super fans here in the Sanchez compound. And for those who don't know what it is, think of a social experiment where they put 16 people in the house and you have to play games, start alliances. Think Among Us, right?
Somebody gets voted off the ship.
Someone has to get voted off the ship. Okay, you're in so the concept is exactly the same. They pitch you in a room with a bunch of people. You have to figure out who's the fucking asshole. And it never fails that every single year someone gets exposed as a piece of shit. We're talking about sexists, racists. They all come out. This show really, because you have people inside of a house every single day with cameras that are on you 24/7. And am I watching the 24/7 cams? You're fucking right I am. Fucking right I am. Okay. And I'm seeing every goddamn thing. And one of the best things that I've been able to notice is that this year there are more veterans than usual. We have 3 veterans on the show. 3 veterans, a 25-year Air Force veteran, um, and the other 2 are Army veterans. Have you guys ever seen the show Moonshiners?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
So, the guy in the show, Red Utley?
Yeah.
He is a contestant on the show this year. He is in the house. No one's recognized him, but the cast that they have is a very diverse cast, which is very special because they always pick stereotypes every single year. And this year they decided to do something way different, and they got a different group of people. We have social media influencers, illustrators. One of them u- uh, a United States known doctor, like a really well known doctor, and he's been in there giving health tips. So this is a very different year, and I'm very excited for it. The last thing I just got to give a big shout out to the boys in Lost in the Fuck and XVPW for allowing me to be a part of the experience that I was a part of yesterday. I was invited over to be a part of the production crew. I love you. Be careful. Sorry, guys. So what XVPW is, it is virtual wrestling. If you guys don't mind, I'm just gonna put it up here real quick so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. And it's funny too because Squilini was just telling me earlier today. We were just talking about Squilini. Oh, WWE being free yesterday.
Yeah. 2K23 was free on Steam for a couple days. And actually, it's just a free to play, like weekend type of situation. So
Yeah.
it ends in 1 day and 2 hours. So I'll probably end up later today just playing some of it because
Make your character and send it to me. It's actually funny too. I was watching SummerSlam with them yesterday, and Brock Lesnar hugged Cody Rhodes, which was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. We're definitely living in the multiverse, but
Uh,
it was one of the
uh,
weirdest things I've ever seen. You have to see the clip; it was completely unscripted. But this is XVPW. What these guys do, they have they get a group of people, and they make their characters. This is the head guy. This is Max X. So big shout out to X. He gave me the opportunity to be a part of this, and I was with him yesterday. And got a lot of cool shots. They act out their characters in person, and this is there's so many call arenas out there, but no one does it like these guys. He's literally recording his promo in person, and then he has big stars like Adam Cole or Rob Van Dam, who they're well known on the show. They get into these verbal promos with little guys like me to make the experience much better. One of the guys, like my boy Gio, he's going to be going against Rob Van Dam, and then you do the face scans, you send your things in, and watch the match. It's really good stuff. I got to see the magic behind it yesterday, and I just want to say thank you. The shit was great. I can't wait to be there September 3rd, right? Because right after I finish DD214, September 3rd, I'm going over there. So it's going to be a good time. Big shout outs. Make sure you check out XVPW exclusively on YouTube. Oh, and check out his podcast too.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
It's because I like my RP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I love my Red Dead Redemption RP. I like to be a character. So this was a beautiful way for me to kind of extend that and actually do a little bit of acting. Even though I feel, and I got the footage right here in my computer. Ain't nobody seeing it until it's out. So it kind of nerve wracking, but it's not easy. It is not easy. You guys got anything? You guys played anything? Watched anything new?
I mean, I've been trying to at least complete Only Up one time.
Oh, you're still playing that? You're still doing it?
I haven't made it all the way up.
Furthest you've gotten to?
Fuck. I don't fucking remember.
If I can remember, I think the highest I've gotten up to was like the trains.
Yeah, I think I was just a little past the trains.
Yeah, it's not. Have you played it, Brandon?
No, I haven't.
Don't.
I've seen people play it. It's not something that I could get into.
It's actually quite addictive. Outside of that, because I picked up Only Up, South Park: The Stick of Truth, and The Fractured Butthole on Steam summer sale. I got all three games for like $23.
That's great.
So I've been playing through The Stick of Truth also again because I played it back in the day on the 360. And it's been in my Steam wish list for fucking 2 years now. And just every time it goes on sale, I just happen to not have the fucking money. This time it fucking happened to go on sale as a package deal with The Fractured Butthole, both games for like $15. I was already in the process of picking up Only Up to just give that a shot because I kept seeing the videos of it and I was like, you know what? This could be a good time wasting game. Like if I'm working and I want to take a break from fucking work and slide over to the desk and play something, I can just try to fucking get as far up as I can.
Yep.
And then just pause it so the timer doesn't stops and then go back to work and then jump back and forth between it. That's really why I picked Only Up. I didn't pick it up to stream or anything like that with it.
I don't like it.
It's
so frustrating because like it's not the fall. It's not the fall that.
Oh no, it's totally the fucking fall.
It's the bounce when you're falling. Because you could fall, right? And you could land. But if you hit like a corner of something, you get shot into fucking oblivion. And there's no coming back. Like there's literally no coming back. There's nowhere to land. You're back on the fucking floor and that's it.
Yeah,
No
because I can't tell you
checkpoints
how
or
many
anything
times
like
I've.
that.
Nope. So, when you're falling, you want to keep trying to press like space and shit to grab onto something so you don't go back down to the fucking ground level and have to start all fucking over again from square one.
Yep.
And sometimes you'll just be a millimeter away from a fucking ledge to grab to where you can't actually grab it to keep yourself from hitting the fucking ground.
The merch
Damn.
is dope. They got some really cool merch. Like
What's the? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
they have a sweater in the game that the kid wears. It's like a kid, and like there's like a story being told, a really weird, creepy story, and the kid's wearing the sweater, but you can actually buy the sweater from their shop. It's really dope.
What is the fastest time somebody's completed it yet on record?
It's a couple seconds, isn't it? Tell you right now, there's a dedicated website for this. 15 minutes 44 seconds. That was 13 days ago. It was by the German Guayo. Not to be mistaken with guano. Guayo. Yeah, no,
Collect
that's
the whole set.
Yeah, I've been playing PGA. I'm playing the shit out of that. Because I suck at fucking golf. Because I almost fucking had a temper tantrum at Top Golf a couple months ago. I decided I was never going to play any type of golf again. And PGA Golf 23 was on sale, so I got to play this shit. So it's the PlayStation Game of the Month this year. So if you guys have PlayStation, go get it. Play with your boy. It's fun. I beat Tiger Woods already. I've been playing with my boy Brian Granger, Big Bear. We've been fucking rocking it out, man. So let's play some golf.
And you're playing what? 2K23?
Yeah, PGA. It is so. It was just on sale too.
It's on sale on Steam right now for $25.
Hey, what's on your I'm curious. What's on your wish lists? What do you guys got on your wish lists?
Very store wish list.
Well, I got Kartcraft, Derail Valley, Police Simulator, Gunsmith Simulator, Taxi Simulator, Autopsy Simulator, a Driving Simulator, Flight Catastrophe, Replaced, Saloon Simulator, City Driver, Direct Contact, and Unrecord.
So I've got Hell Let Loose and Sons of the Forest.
Oh, God, I cannot wait for you to fucking play Sons of the Forest.
I have 3 games, and that's
then
it on there.
6 Days in Fallujah is also on there.
6 days. What do you got, Brandon?
So I got Biomutant, Tales of Arise, and New World.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. But Tales of Arise, though, I'm going to have to take that off because... So I got excited about it because this was back when I was really big into, like, JRPGs.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed on the Switch Xenoblade Chronicle series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, watching some of the Nintendo Directs and stuff like that, seeing Tales of Arise getting ready to come out, it ended up... They made the gameplay seem more interactive, I guess you could say. I'm not a big like turn-based game, and that's apparently how the fighting and action sequences are in that game.
Like Civilization, like you wouldn't dive yourself into like a Civilization game.
Yeah, that or like any of the older like the Pokemon games and stuff like that, where it's you do one attack, they attack back, you do another attack. Like I like the freedom to do whatever the hell I wanted, which is why I liked the Xenoblade Chronicles games.
True. Did you? Oh, I had something too. And I had a brain fart. Oh, Baldur's Gate. It just came out this week. Any of you guys interested in playing that?
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 came out. Apparently, it's fucking kicking ass. And Remnant came out not too long ago either.
Remnant 2, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Baldur's Gate is kind of I would say it's an MMORPG.
Yeah.
The way they did
I might
number
be able to
3.
get into that.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. The story's pretty neat on that. Really neat on that.
Because I have played a little bit of Black Desert and stuff like that.
So Baldur's Gate it's a video game set in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. So it's it's a party-based RPG. So it's
That's why it's got such a cult following. I get it now. I had
it's
no
got
idea.
online co-op. So, you and a couple buddies can get together, sit down, run dungeons, do stuff like that. I'm not going to say it's like World of Warcraft because it's not. Because it's not, PvE and PvP. It's just a PvE game, but it's co-op, so you can get with a couple buddies. Everybody can pick a class, and you run through and you do shit.
Oh, one of my friends actually recommended against this game. Actually,
Really?
one of our mutual friends.
Not Brandon Wayner, is it?
Yes, sir.
Because that motherfucker's playing the shit out of that.
Yeah, recommended on August 3rd. Not recommended.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting because we know what the next game is going to be, and if you guys voted, you guys may know. I will not spoil that here, but I'm very excited for the fucking next game. Like, I'm super excited. I'm super excited. But yeah,
I voted, but I don't remember what games were the options again and which one I voted for.
It was Stray, Dead Space, and Bully.
Oh yeah, because I think I did. I think I voted for Stray, or was it Dead Space? I don't remember.
Listen, Stray was a good game. If you guys haven't finished it or played it, it's actually really good. And you know me, I'm an AI slut, so when the AI got brought into it, I was like, "Yep, you can sign me up. I'm here for it. I am here for it." Did you guys hear about Travis King, the U.S. soldier who crossed the Korean line?
All right, so Tales from the Recruiter.
Let's
Let's let him speak here.
Let's talk about this because this is something.
No, I don't know too much about the story. The only thing that I know is
he got into a shit ton of trouble.
He got into a shit ton of trouble, and he was getting ready to get shipped back to the States to get kicked out. And
say that again?
Yeah, apparently he got into a bunch of trouble and they were literally getting ready to send him back to the States and separate him.
Oh.
Why he decided to run across to North Korea beats the shit out of me, just like they're probably beating the shit out of him right now.
Yeah. It's very weird. It's a very weird story, and now that you're putting it as a perspective, I'm actually reading that part right now. The media seems to leave stuff out sometimes. Nothing new, but it's very interesting because wouldn't you rather want to come back home instead of go to the unknown? I mean, we know like that demolition. I've never been to Korea. I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's very shit. Bert Johnson in the house. Big shout out. I don't want to be disrespectful or get it wrong. UK military. He's one of the Red Dead Redemption RP guys. Law guy. Great guy. I'm glad to have you here, man. We got to bring you on one day.
Welcome in, Hilly.
Yeah. Infantry. Yep, he's an infantry guy. What were we just saying?
We were talking about, North Korea soldier being a shithead.
Yeah. So apparently he had been jailed for 2 months for assault. And they were getting ready to fly him. Yeah, in Korea. He was in South Korea jail for like 2 months prior to, they were getting ready to fly him to Texas and start probably court-martial and all that good shit to kick him out. And then, fucking decided to skip across the border to fucking North Korea for some reason.
I'm seeing it right now. I'm seeing it right now. Good morning, dead man. Good morning. How you doing today, John Smith? Hey, I'm reading it right now. Yeah, he was behind bars for 2 months. Uh, oh, he never boarded his flight to Texas. Seemed to acknowledge to the messenger that the country has King in its custody. With a UN command spokesperson saying KPA has responded to the United Nations command with regards to Private King. In order not to interfere with our efforts to get him home, we will not go into details at this time. The messenger learned that a senior Pentagon official has instructed staff members to use classified communications when discussing King. The U.S. has the U.S. military has labeled Travis King an embarrassment before he defected. Those are the words being said. I mean, I think that's a little harsh.
Nah.
I mean, you know,
The MP side of me is like, no, that's actually not harsh at all. There's a few other fucking words I would use in this scenario.
yeah, but Travis King is in a lot of trouble. He's in worse
No,
trouble
no,
now.
absolutely.
He's in worse trouble now. I mean,
Fucking dumbass.
I would have ran to the ocean before I ran to North Korea.
I mean, all right, let's look at this logically here. What is the worst thing that's going to happen if you hop on that plane to Texas? You're going to get kicked out of the army. That's the worst thing that's going to fucking happen. He didn't commit a crime large enough to warrant him going to like Leavenworth or anything like that. So worst case scenario is he's getting kicked out of the army. Now
he's facing Leavenworth.
Now he's facing Leavenworth because he defected and went into North Korea.
So this would be considered like an AWOL situation then?
Oh yeah, absolutely, because he's still in.
It's considered AWOL, but then at the same time he defected and went into an enemy country.
So now he's technically kind of like a prisoner
with the intent of deserting the U.S. government on top of his country. Like once our government, because we've already gotten our hands back on him, right? If I'm correct, or is he still in fucking North Korea?
No, he's still in North Korea. They still have custody of him.
So once we do, if we do get our hands back on this fucking dirtbag, he's going to Leavenworth. It's no longer we're just gonna, general discharge other than honorable purposes your ass or dishonorable discharge you. It's we're dishonorable discharging you, throwing you in a fucking cell and throwing away the keys.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him. When we get our hands back on him, he's at least got 3 hots and a cot now. But
probably not going to like who his roommate's going to be, but
Yeah,
No.
They actually have a picture of him.
Because usually the guys in Leavenworth really did some fucked up shit.
Yeah, there's actually a picture of him.
Like, yeah, he's young.
Before. Yeah, he's a young kid. He's very young. He's been in the army for
like 2 years. 2 years,
something like that.
Oh, he's one of those dumbasses.
Yeah, he was like a Cav Scout or something.
Oh, he's one of those dumbasses.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is coming from an MP that served with the fucking Cav unit in Iraq.
Yeah, I mean, this is very interesting things, and I mean, the recruit numbers are going to be even low, so you're not going to have some work for you for a little while, Brandon. I'm sorry.
I you know what? I'm like topping. I'm tied for number 1 in my battalion right now, so I'm good.
Holy shit, my fucking man! That's really good. So how is the recruiting? You get now we know that the recruiting numbers are kind of like low, but how has it been on your end in your station?
So in my station right now, we've put in more this year than we have throughout, and we still have 1 more month to go. So recruiting's kind of weird when it comes to like the months, the calendar months and stuff like that, the recruiting months. So our recruiting months go from the mid-month to mid-month. So next Thursday, which is what, the 10th, the 10th is the end of our recruiting month of August. And then we'll go into recruiting month September, which will end around the 15th or so of September. So we still have 1 more month left in this recruiting year. And so far this year, we've put in more people than our area has throughout the entirety of the recruiting year for the last 4 years.
That's amazing to
Oh,
hear.
shit.
Actually, that's amazing. You know, so you guys are pumped
in the area, Massachusetts. I mean,
Well,
it's not.
people are trying to get the fuck out of Massachusetts. That's why they're joining the fucking army. I mean, I'm sorry. I would probably risk going to Leavenworth if I ever had to get stationed in Massachusetts.
Well, so my options were somewhere in New York. I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere in New York, somewhere in Nebraska, or Massachusetts. So I was like,
New York
fuck
and
it.
Massachusetts would definitely have been top on the list. Fuck Nebraska.
Yeah, cornfields are not my thing, man.
It's kind of hard to recruit in an area that's full of fucking cow and corn.
On top, not just that.
Are we going to start having tactical assault fucking beef? Like,
yeah, I mean, but that's another thing too, because you listed Massachusetts, New York, and then Nebraska. But now look at the difference between Nebraska and then New York and Massachusetts. It is much faster to drive to someone's house in the East Coast than it is in like more western parts, as there's more land. So it's it'll take you the most an hour, 45 minutes to get to someone's house, depending.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were in Nebraska, you're going cross country, baby.
Yeah.
You go to a whole world.
There's some like recruiting stations that cover like hundreds of square mile areas, like out in those rural areas where or like their MEP station is like 6 hours away, like the Dakotas. Yeah, it's some of them recruiting stations are fucking crazy. Like they have to go like TDY to go take people to like MEPs and stuff.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah.
Double D's back. How you doing, Double D?
I can only imagine having to go TDY to fucking have to take somebody, because it's such a long trip. You're having to get a hotel room to your damn self.
Yep.
Now, in a situation like that, would you get like a little small plane, little private plane?
So no, there are some recruiters for different branches up in like Alaska. They do.
Yeah.
They travel by like biplane and stuff.
Wow.
Because of that. Because of like being so
That's wild. That's wild. But it's also cool because you get to see so much. You get to cover so much land. If in case you do have to do a 6 hour trip, at least
Imagine having to take fucking LT through a land nav course in the fucking middle of a cornfield.
Christ. Jesus Christ. That's really good to hear. I mean, it's always nice to hear positiveness when there's so much negative going on around our military right now. And it's nice to know that there are people who are still willingly wanting to come in and doing what needs to be done. It's so cool, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I mean, I always like to go to like fucking corn mazes during the fall time and shit and just watch the kids fucking try to make it through the corn maze, because you can always tell who's a future fucking lieutenant out of the group.
It's always one. I got an interesting thing here. I wish Jay was here so he could rant about it. I do miss you, Jay, man. Ukraine, the Ukraine war has developed its own fog. It has its own like fog of war now that's just been sitting there for, I think it says weeks now. It's been like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of misinformation out there. We're not in Ukraine, but the fog is not a new development. It's been there. They've been using it for tactical maneuvering and stuff like that. Interesting stuff. Yeah, very interesting stuff. A baby was found in the rubble of a U.S. raid in Afghanistan.
Wait, what?
This happened in 2019. A boy who lost his parents and 5 of his siblings on September 5th, 2009, night raid by U.S. Special Forces. There's really not much about this except that there's really not much about this.
Yeah, I mean, if it was Special Forces, they're not going to put out too many details, probably.
Yeah, they found kids. There was cocaine in the White House.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, John. I think Dead Man's Jay.
Is he really?
He just said, "I miss you too, John," after you said we miss you, Jay.
Jay! Oh shit! Oh, he is John Smith. John Smith, the dead man. How could I have not have? How could I have not figured that out? How could I not have figured that out?
Well,
We need.
fuck, Jay. Way to hide behind internet personas there.
Yeah, but yeah, babies were found. And I'm trying to see. There's not. I mean, there really hasn't been a lot of stuff. We got discounts. I mean, there's a lot of discounts happening, man. A lot of
Well,
discounts. Yeah, what do you got? Tell me.
I mean, we're going into, we're going in back to school season. So every company's running discounts of some sort right now with back to school, whether it's, computer companies, Apple, Dell, fucking all these companies are doing back to school specials right now. Apple, if you go through their education store because you're a student and you buy a MacBook or a Mac of any sort, you get like a $150 gift card to purchase anything else from their store on top of the $100 discount on the computer, which, for Macs, that's actually a pretty big deal because Apple doesn't like to discount shit.
Which is
But,
very true. Yeah.
We're going back. We're getting to that back to school season, whether college, grade school. So there's definitely a lot of fucking sales and discounts going on for school equipment.
Apple has
tax-free weekends coming up too.
Yes, actually, yes, it is. It's
in
actually,
states that still have it.
Yeah.
Vets shop tax-free for life. You've earned this benefit from the PX. Just go to the PX, guys. Just go to the PX. I think the closest one to me is like an hour and a half away. I got to go to one. See, like all the good stuff is not close to me. I have a Micro Center an hour from me. The PX is like an hour from me. All the good. I live in a very
My nearest Micro Center is fucking 5 hours.
Jesus Christ.
I think I've got a Micro Center about an hour away too.
But at the beginning of 2024, so currently Micro Center is putting a store up in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is 35-40 minutes from me. So pretty soon.
Nice.
Beginning of 2024, it'll open. And when that opens, I'll be live streaming from Micro Center just because, I'm going to be like a kid in a candy store with that place.
Yeah, and I'm looking at
all the shinies.
Shop. There's a lot of good stuff here. They also they got like GovX too. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, like there's some really good shit, man. I actually used GovX for a couple concert tickets, man. Like they're really good with that.
I buy like sunglasses and new boots and shit through GovX.
I like the stuff. I actually started working on, now that I'm 35, midlife crisis. I'm working on a new wardrobe now, and I would think about like adding like how do you say this, like military, but with a
you're gonna try to be one of those tactical people.
Yes, I'm gonna be like a boogaloo boy. I'm gonna wear like I got like these really cool tactical pants, but I'm gonna wear it with I'm gonna start wearing with like Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, get you a 511. Get you some 511 pants.
Yep. But the ones I got
outside of my Wrangler jeans, the only other pants I wear are 511 tack pants.
Yeah, they're good. They're comfortable too.
They're fucking comfy as shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 511's great. I got these.
And then I will say, if anybody's looking for a decent belt, the Groove belts from Groove Life.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Actually, these are Rothko BDUs.
So the Groove belts are really nice, and the buckle it's magnetic, so it kind of clips in and magnetizes together.
Is that a Groove belt?
Yeah, that actually it's expensive. It was like $65 for a belt, but it looks really nice.
You
listen. You have to get shit from clothing and sales. So, $65 for a fucking belt is nothing compared to most of your uniform items there, Cleary.
Wait a fucking minute.
Fair.
You can customize the belts?
So, like Grunt Style, they have a contract with Groove Life where they have a Grunt Style belt where the buckle's the Grunt Style logo. There's a bunch of different shit like that. I think they have like DC versions where it's got like
got me over here shopping right now, asshole.
That is a really nice looking belt. I'm not even gonna lie.
Dude, you could add classic, modern, and initials for something. And look about
And then
$30.
they also have wallets, silicone rings,
How much do I have? Let me see. Let me look at my
Apple
credit.
Watch bands.
Look at my credit real quick. Daddy needs a new belt. $70? That's not bad. That's not bad. $70. What's the most expensive piece? What's the most expensive piece of clothing you ever bought? I'll tell you. I'll tell you mine. Fucking Rockets
ASUs.
boots. Yep.
ASUs.
Motherfuckers
God,
are-
yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I never had to buy my ASUs actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Because when we switched away from the fucking green weenie suit to the ASUs, my unit just was coming back from deployment. And for some kind of fucking ceremony we were doing afterwards, we had to have ASUs. We couldn't be in our green weenies. So they supplied us with our ASUs.
Nice. That's good.
Why is Fallout trending?
Yeah, I definitely had to
So-
buy mine. Well, so I bought mine after I came back from Iraq in 2010. I didn't have to because I still had we still had the wear out time of the greens, but
Mhm.
I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go ahead and get them. It was like $500 bucks or so.
Yeah, that
All right.
was.
If you guys are Magic the Gathering fans, Fallout and Jurassic Park are coming to Magic the Gathering.
I'm really pissed off because I used to be a big Magic fan. And they just did a Lord of the Rings collab.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the collab was cool. I still have yet to pull the One Ring. But yeah, no, the new pinks and greens are fucking nice.
I did get those for free.
Like well, that's because you're a recruiter, and I'm sure you're required to wear them every once in a while now. So
Yeah.
Well, you guys can wear the tactical pants and the black shirt too, right?
You're talking about like the OCPs, the camouflage? Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends on the event and your commander. The commander can, give that discretion. Like if you have like a outside event, some kind of event where you're doing like physical activities or something like that, they can definitely allow you to wear like one of these shirts or something like that with the pants.
I have to agree, like with all you guys, especially Jay, because I was in the blues era. I came in for blues era, so I didn't get to wear the greens. But one thing that I do love about the pinks and greens is the belt. How the belt's like over the jacket.
That's you still have a belt on the pants.
No, of course, but like just the fact that you have like a belt over the jacket,
It's a dress pistol belt is because with the blues they had a similar style belt for over the jacket for certain situations.
Yeah. I wonder if I could bring that. I'm going to start wearing a belt outside my jackets now.
The thing I like with the pinks and greens is just that old World War II, like that's like it has this
vibe,
old traditional like bringing the army back to its roots kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Now the only bad thing is that you have to maintain both sets now.
That really?
So you still have to maintain blues even though the pinks and greens are in.
Yeah, so the blues are more your like formal attire, and then the pinks and greens were originally supposed to be like a business suit type deal. So like, if you're an office worker and stuff like that.
Kind of how back when we were in the greens, those were more business suit, and then you still could have blues for formal wear.
Yeah.
Even though then the blues were an optional item.
Yeah.
Where now both are kind of required. So if you've got like a ball to go to, you have to, I guess, wear blues.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is there's so in regulation there is a setup for the pinks and greens for like balls or something like that. Like you can still wear the pinks and greens to a
And
ball.
you're just replacing the necktie with a bow tie.
So no, for the pinks and greens, you do not wear a bow tie. There is no bow tie for the pinks and greens. So
because I know with the greens for a ball, you would just replace the necktie with a bow tie.
Yeah, same thing with the ASUs. Take the bow tie and place a necktie. Take the DUIs off. No headgear after 5.
It's a lot of fucking work.
Yeah.
But we got just 2 more things, last things. There's an adult version of Uno coming out, so get ready for that. And and Uno for adults with dare cards.
I mean, we already play fucking drinking Uno around here, so
yeah, they've solidified it now. It is really now solidified. And the last
and
thing,
we've also done strip Uno.
Yeah, that's a regular. That's a regular here in the Sanchez compound. The last thing we didn't get to talk about it, but I really wanted to touch on it is Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah,
I got to finish it. Squilini finished it. Brandon, I know you didn't finish it, so we won't get into details. But what?
No, we're good.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I don't mind spoilers and shit, but no, like I've only watched the first 4 episodes. Absolutely amazing. I love it. Love the shit out of it.
I won't get into spoilers. But go ahead, Squilini. What I want to know what you think, because this is something.
So we've talked on and off about it this week, John, and my I would say the big thing that I really enjoyed with it was Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth, but just as the body and the animation for the character. And then having fucking Will Arnett do the voice, and the way Samoa Joe's able to take the voiceover work and animate it to real life just works phenomenally. In the second episode, my all-time favorite part of the entire show, episode 2, Anthony Mackie's character, John Doe, gets trapped in a casino and is being chased down by Sweet Tooth. And then Sweet Tooth captures him, and they're walking through, and it's like, Sweet Tooth's potentially going to kill this motherfucker. And the thong song starts playing in the fucking background. Sweet Tooth starts singing it. Anthony Mackie's character starts fucking singing it during this fucking, like, I'm about to kill you and murder you and just take your life scene. Like, the amount of pure concentration a scene like that takes to know your character's in a life or death situation and you're just singing fucking the thong song. Holy fuck. But overall, I would definitely give season 1, because it did set up for another season by the end of season 1. And I would give season 1 a 9, a big throbby veiny 9 out of 10.
I gave it a 9.5. I think it's so goddamn good. And
the thing is, I do like that by the end of it, what they did
right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do like that by the end of it, what they did was they set up for the next season is going to be the competition, like what we do in the video games.
Yep.
So pretty much this entire season was everybody trying to figure out who they were going to put into the Twisted Metal contest.
Yep.
And then now the next season's going to be the fucking contest.
Yep. I thought it was great. Great cast, great story. The new characters that they added were fantastic.
Well, let's talk about fucking Mike and Stu.
Mike and Stu, who they actually drive, yeah,
from Twisted Metal 2.
And it's funny because they drive. Is it the Hammerhead? Well, no, Granny drives the Hammerhead in 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike and Stu, hang on, I got the book right here. I'm pretty sure they drove a truck.
Mike and Stu were the winners of Twisted Metal 2.
Yeah.
when you look at like official storylines. And after they won, they got to make their one wish. They wished they could fly, and then they jumped off a building and died.
Do you so you're familiar with the lore then, right?
Yeah.
So I have this theory that Stu is gonna turn into Needles Kane from Twisted Metal 3.
There's a good possibility there.
Because
I mean, so the one thing I do say they went with for Sweet Tooth's backstory, I think they went with his backstory for Twisted Metal 3 or 4, where he was a psych ward patient.
they took a lot of stuff from Black. A lot of stuff from Black.
Because Sweet Tooth never really had a backstory in any of the games up until 3 or 4. And then it turned out that he was, like this murderous kid that then got committed into a psych ward and went through the system, and that's how he became Sweet Tooth.
Just say why he went into the thing. What did he do? Just fucking say it.
So he was a child actor on a show called Two Scoops.
Did you see this part, Brandon?
Brandon hasn't made it to this, so this is this is just a spoiler on his backstory a little bit. So he's a child actor on a show called Two Scoops. Well, they renamed the show to Billy and Two Scoops, and Sweet Tooth's character, the child actor, Billy, is a dog on the show, and the child actor's pissed off because this dog now has become the main character of the show when he was supposed to be the main character of the show, and he steals the grandmother in the show's fucking knitting needles and just goes fucking berserk on set and kills the fucking dog, and then gets locked away because of it.
Yeah.
And then when the incident happened where the entire world went into a dystopian wasteland type environment, he's older, he escapes from the asylum, he goes and captures his mom and stepdad, locks them in the asylum together to rot and die, while he goes to fucking Las Vegas to get back into show business.
It's very good. It's a great show.
Well, I do like in the last episode, we finally got Flaming Head Sweet Tooth. So, up at this point where you're at, Cleary, you've just got him in the mask with the red tufts of hair. Well, in the second to last episode, they're all like driving and fighting and shit. And he dumps fucking lighter fluid on his head and tells Stu, once I say do it, go ahead and light my head on fire.
And hey, to end the show on a positive note, I just received a package Sunday.
What are we, like Blue's Clues now? We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Streamlabs. Yep. Is it some merch?
I hope it's the DD214. Nope, it's not the DD214 merch I bought. But oh my god, did I order myself a child shirt? Oh my! Look at the size differences.
Jesus.
Oh shit, guys.
Well, I mean, you're about the size of a child.
Oh shit. He just said Bart getting arrested on I'm Bart Wood in the city. Yeah, but yeah, oh look at that. My DD214 stuff hasn't come in yet, but hey,
nice.
That doesn't look too much like a child shirt.
No. Oh my god. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming to episode 120. We know it was a little different. It was a little quiet because Zaddy wasn't here. Okay, and we need Zaddy here. Okay, we need you, Zaddy. We need you, Jay. All right.
That shit from China. Yeah, those are totally Chinese sizes. Like that's an adult medium in China.
Made in Nicaragua. Nicaragua. Like my boy Theo Von, that's where he's from.
I'm not sure if that's much better.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, we'll find out. But hey, guys, look, we're here at the end of the show. We're having a good time. We always have a good time. We know that Jay's not here, but we can't wait to have him back. We need the ranting. We need the one love, Bert. I'll be seeing you soon. Just don't arrest me, man. Just don't do it. Just don't arrest me. As far as the final thought, guys, you guys already know what it is. Every single episode we have promoted suicide prevention. I'm going to say the word suicide prevention. It needs to stop today. There are we there has been a number of deaths in the celebrity world and in the personal world that I've been aware of, and a few of those deaths had come by their own hand. One of the biggest losses that we lost in the music world that we lost recently was Sinead O'Connor. Okay, pain does not stop. The cloud doesn't pick and choose. It doesn't discriminate. It just comes right for you, guys. We cannot be hurting ourselves any fucking more. No more. No more. Okay, it has to stop. It's I'm hearing of so many of my friends going. I'm hearing of friends going, family members going,
Mm-hmm.
because and we all know what happened in 2020. And I was listening to a doctor talk about how after the pandemic happened, there was many people who they built psychosis through this, and they lost it. They lost their minds, and they weren't able to come back from it. And there's not enough help out there. There's not enough help out there for us, for them, for anybody. And it comes to a point where it's up to us to take care of each other. And that's where we are today. And I'm here speaking on August 6th, 2023. And guys, it's time. It's time. 22 a day is way too much. Let's drop that number to zero, guys. You guys got anything else?
You hit it right on the nail.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Yeah, guys, make sure you come see us next week. We will be live again. It's been very busy the last couple weeks, but I promise you, there's gonna be some story videos up, some comedy stuff. Uh, summer's really weird for DD214 for some odd reason. We get constantly busy. We try our best, and we're Jay. We miss you, man, and we can't wait to have you back. Everybody that
Yep.
came in, Dabs, Bear, Jay, Double D, Bert Johnson, Frenchie, everybody that came here today, I couldn't be more grateful. We love you. Guys, take it
Yep.
off to the end.
Love everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.